blanket. Join me in this video to see whether I can make a blanket in a day before movie night. Hey guys, welcome to Innocent Teddy's YouTube channel. It's Nikki here. So I had a thought. It's getting pretty cold, and what could you possibly need when it's getting cold? A crochet blanket. I always put off large projects like this because they take hours and hours or days on end, and I just tend to lose interest and never finish them. So I thought I would give myself a cheeky little challenge. In this video, I'm going to give myself a speed challenge to see how fast I can crochet a blanket. I'm giving myself until movie night tonight to finish this blanket, and we'll be keeping track of how many hours and minutes I take to make this blanket in between all my snacking and eating and general living. For this challenge, I'm using Cozy On Up size super chunky yarn, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, yes, I did just pick this yarn because I thought the name was cute. I'm crocheting a cozy blanket. Cozy On Up yarn just made sense, okay? Anyway, so this is the yarn. It suggests on the label to use a 10 to 12 millimeter crochet hook, so I went with a 10 millimeter. This was actually the first time I've ever used this sized hook before, like ever in my life. Crazy. I wish I could say here's me looking cute, but as normal my hair's a mess and it's all over the freaking place. I got started by roughly gauging how wide I wanted it to be, as well as what stitches I wanted to do. It took me a while to decide exactly what stitch to go for that looked pretty, but also one that was super speedy. We're tight on time frame, gang. Each ball is approximately 80 meters, which is around 87 yards, and I had 4 in total to start with, so roughly 350 yards to work with. I ended up going with a stitch called a double herringbone stitch, or at least I think it's called that. It's basically where you loop over like a normal double crochet, then you go through the loops 3 times. My aim is to hopefully do a tutorial in this blanket for those of you who may be interested in making a speedy blanket, so stay tuned for that. Once I'd got the foundation of my blanket sorted and the rough measurements, I then got comfy, which basically meant cracking out the Netflix series on the laptop and getting comfy for the next few hours. What better setup to have, hey? I do actually have a desk I normally crochet at, but every now and then it's just more chill on the sofa, isn't it? I forgot to mention that I'm actually just completely winging this and freestyling this whole pattern. So for those of you that follow my YouTube channel or my Instagram, you will know that I am no expert of blanket creations. Normally I like to crochet stuffed plushies, but like I said, today is a day of challenges and I'm pushing myself to the extreme. Plus I just really want a nice blanket. So I am an hour in and I'm making really good progress. I don't think I can get the whole thing on the screen. I'm approximately 5 or 6 rows in and it's working up so quickly. To think it's literally only been an hour and it's already basically covering a little bit of my legs, so it's keeping me warm as I make it. I have already used one ball of yarn, which is kind of concerning me that I don't have enough. I did anticipate that 4 would be enough. So I'm thinking if I can get a good majority done by today to see if 4 will be enough, and then I'll probably have to go back to Hobbycraft and get some more to finish it off. But so far I'm actually really enjoying it. It's been really chilled to kind of not have to think about what I'm doing with my normal amigurumi and making the teddies that I normally do. I feel like you have to constantly be like on the ball, counting your stitches, remembering to increase or decrease, whereas this you're just kind of able to shut your brain off, watch my Anne of Green Gables and just enjoy crocheting. I am finding it is actually not hurting my hands, but it's aching my hands more than the normal chenille that I use would do. I'm not sure why. I don't know if anyone in the comments below could answer why maybe using a different sort of yarn would do that. But yeah, so far doing really well. I'm probably going to stop in a few minutes just to have a quick break. It's always good to keep moving and not just obviously sit in the same position. I'm wiggling around all over the place, but yeah, I'm gonna have a quick break, also have a break for dinner, and then we'll see if I need to get some more yarn. So it is just gone 5 o'clock now and I'm starting to wrap up just to sort dinner out, but just as I feared, I have literally run out of yarn balls. So this is going to take more than 4 of the yarn balls. I think the issue is because I'm using a 10 millimeter crochet hook. I probably could have used larger and the yarn would have gone further, but I quite like how it's turning out with the 10 millimeter. The whole plan of the video was to see if I could make a blanket in a day. I mean, we still have time. The night is young. It's only 5 o'clock. So if Hobbycraft is on my side and it has the specific yarn in stock, then I feel like we can still make it, you know? I've just measured it out and it's coming up to approximately 20 inches long. And obviously my plan was to make it 50 inches, so I still have quite a way to go. And I'm trying to think of maths wise,
if I used 4 to get up to 20, I'm probably gonna need double, if not more. This is a lot more than I thought it was gonna be, yarn wise and cost wise. I thought this was gonna be quite an easy project, but this is the whole point of the crochet challenges that I'm giving myself, and they are definitely a challenge. So plan of action for tonight is head to Hobbycraft, grab some more yarn and see if we can get this blanket finished in time for movie night. Hopefully it is in stock, because then we're gonna have an issue.
Hopefully it is in stock.
So guys, I don't know how to tell you this, but the challenge is back on, baby! Look at this! See, I managed to shout someone down in the shop and basically beg them to check their store cupboard, and they've literally given me a whole pile of them. It's like all wrapped up and not even been put out of the shelf, so they're fresh and they're lovely and untouched, and I am so excited! Right, let's get home and get this blanket done.
Once I got back from that scare, I got cracking, because at this point I really didn't have time to lose. At this point I have been crocheting for a total of 2.5 hours. Don't worry, I do actually move around and eat and not just crochet all day, but I didn't think those things would be very interesting to film. So I am aware it does make me look like I am crocheting for hours. Even though 2.5 hours is still quite long, for a blanket that is pretty good going. And at this point I was halfway through the length I wanted it to be. I was really loving how well the stitches were turning out and how quickly they were as well. And what better thing to have when creating a cozy blanket but a gorgeous cozy little fire on the go. Cue some cute music. Like I said, this was my first time actually using a 10mm crochet hook. I have to admit my favourite crochet hook is a 4mm. It's just my absolute go-to all the time. And it was actually my first time using a super bulky yarn as well, such as this one. So it was really exciting to see how quickly it works up and whether I'd actually get a super cozy blanket in time for movie night tonight. I also most of the time am creating or designing a pattern of a plushie. All my patterns can be found on my Etsy store, which is linked in the description below. And I am pretty obsessed with my classic teddies with their floppy legs. And I've created loads of different types of animals, from elephants to cows to zombie bear. So be sure to go check out my Etsy for that pattern, or my Instagram where you can see where I document all my latest crochet patterns. But anyway, so I have especially loved that this challenge has allowed me to actually just relax when I crochet and be able to switch off and watch my program. And don't get me wrong, my hands were still working hard though. Here's me just sitting like blooming Quasimodo and then wondering why my back hurts after ages, lol. At this point it started to get super close to movie night, and I can feel my hands getting tired. And not to be dramatic, but I genuinely felt like that feeling at the end of a marathon when you can see the finish line but it's still so far away. I love how I'm acting like I know what that's like when I've literally never done a marathon in my life, but I'm thinking it would be comparable to my blanket challenge right now. At this point it started to get super close to movie night. With the last few rounds, the stress starts to kick in. Am I going to finish this before movie night starts at 7:30? And am I going to have enough yarn again? Playing yarn chicken and racing against the time, I take my focus completely away from my Queen Victoria series, and I couldn't tell you a thing that was going on. And now it's time to find out if I made it or not.
So it has just gone past 7 o'clock and I have finally finished the project. I'm so glad I managed to finish it and get it done in time for movie night. Now we're gonna test it out. What do you think?
I think it's cool.
You like it?
Mm.
I hope you guys enjoyed this little crochet challenge video. Feel free to pop more challenges I should try in the comments below. And like I said in the video, I will be making a tutorial for this blanket so you guys can make your own super speedy cozy blanket too. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.